Another makeup video from Lizzie. Wow. Last week, in case you missed the video, I started a series where I'm doing like makeup looks inspired by the 7 Dwarfs, and last week I did Doc. Obviously, I'm not like trying to like actually look like the 7 Dwarfs because they all kind of like look the same. The whole reason I'm doing this is because I have a whole bunch of makeup that I don't really use, and I want to start using different colors and trying different things, so yeah, that's why we're here. Woohoo! This week, I'm doing a Grumpy inspired look. Grumpy is like considered the most competent of all the dwarves, but he's also the most like foul-tempered, and that's probably because he is the most competent and he's annoyed that Doc is in charge. He's kind of hard to be around, and he gets really annoyed by Bashful and Dopey. I think I took all that information and I kind of wrapped it up into my like own vibe, I guess. When I think of Grumpy now, I think of the girl that's like in a coffee shop or a bar where she's just like sitting off by herself, like drinking her own drink, and then like she has earphones in maybe, and like she's just chilling, doing her own thing, and that's the look I'm going for. Basically what I'm going for is like completely dark features, so like dark eyebrows, dark eyes, dark lips, and I'm gonna do a heavy contour with no highlight, and we're gonna see how it goes. Like, obviously, like I said, I am not good at makeup. If you watched last week's, it ended up looking okay, but like, I don't know, I'm just a beginner. So I'm gonna zoom you in and then we're going to get into it and try it. Okay, now that we're zoomed in, I am going to start off with moisturizer and then chapstick. Today I'm gonna be using my Naked 2 palette as a mirror because, like I said before, I don't have like a vanity mirror and I'm still sitting on the toilet like because I can't figure out a better setup, so. For chapstick, I just use like regular chapstick brand. A lot of times I'll use Carmex though because that's my favorite, and I like the kind that's in the little squeeze tube. And then for my moisturizer, I use the Clinique Dramatically Different moisturizing lotion, and this one I think is for just like very dry to dry combination skin. I have very dry skin naturally. I also accidentally bought this in the kind for oily skin, and I don't see like any difference at all. So the only difference is that this is a lotion and the other one is a gel, but they act the same on my face. I never used to do like moisturizer or clean my skin or like anything like that, and I always had really nice skin, but I've started getting really bad blackheads on my nose, so I'm trying to be more careful about it. I'm going to take my NARS concealer to just try and like fix my under eye bag. So to do my concealer, I'm just taking my NARS. Like I said before, this is in shade Light 3 Honey, and it's a little bit dark for my skin, but it ends up like, I don't know. I don't think it's oxidizing because that makes it darker, but it ends up like blending well into my skin later on. I'm just taking that under my eyes, and I like to take a little bit on the sides of my nose right here because it gets really red for some reason. I'm taking my dry beauty blender and I'm just gonna pat it out. When I do my like under eye concealer, I also take a little bit that's like left over on the beauty blender and I put it on the eyelids as well, and I'm just taking whatever is left over on the beauty blender and just patting it around like little areas that are a little bit redder. Now that that's done, I'm going to take my Hoola by Benefit, the contour. It's bronzer, but it makes a really good contour on my color of skin. And I'm taking my brush and I'm going to make a really deep contour on my cheeks, and I'm going to contour my chin as well and kind of make like the C shape. Like, you know how you do like a 3 on your face. And I'm gonna try and make it really dark and then blend it out a little bit. I'm gonna try and keep it pretty harsh though because I'm going for like a really sunken in look. So I'm taking a ton! And I'm just going to cut out my cheek. I'm going from like my ear area to my like corner of my mouth, kind of following my cheekbone. I kind of wish I had like the Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D so that I could take a darker color that's a little bit less warm, but this is the best I have. I only have one bronzer. I'm just taking a little bit on my chin and just on the corners to make it look a little bit sharper. As you guys know, contour is supposed to like hide those areas, not hide, but like bring them in, and then highlight brings the other areas out to make them look like bigger, and then like I am not a beauty guru. I'm basically copying Manny MUA from a video that he was talking about. If you want to learn more about makeup, I recommend going and watching the beauty gurus. I'm also going to take a little bit and do the sides of my nose to make it look a little bit skinnier. And then I also do it on my nostrils. And there we have it, kind of. So now that we have it looking like this, I'm going to take a fluffier brush and kind of blend it a little bit, but not too much because I want to keep it dark. I guess I'm going to go into my eyebrows now. Usually I do this step after my eyes, but I want to get my eyebrows out of the way. I'm going to make them really dark and not faded towards the center. It's just going to be like dark and kind of thick all the way through, and maybe it'll make me look a little bit paler because I look really tan right now. To do this, I am taking my Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit in the color 3, and I'm taking, I don't even know what this is called, Brow Wand Eyebrow Pencil in the color Chocolate. It's by a really random brand and it's all rubbed off. I think it's just like, I think I got it in like a beauty box or something. If you want to see how I do my eyebrows and more in depth, you should probably go watch my like last video I did, because I'm not going to show the whole thing. I'm just going to outline it in this and then fill it in with this color because this one's a little bit darker. Okay, there we have our outline, and as you can see, it's very, very intense. And now I'm going to take this darker shade and fill it in. This one is really hard to do your eyebrows with because it's like insanely thick, but it's pretty nice the way I do my eyebrows because I do like the outline and then I fill it in and then I blend it out usually. This time I probably won't blend it out as much. And I decided with my contour, I think I'm going to try and darken it with maybe like an eyeshadow shade, and so you'll see that when I get back as well. These are my eyebrows. They're like a little bit smudgy on the edges, like feathered a little bit, so I'm going to take concealer and go along the edges before I darken up my contour a little bit. Okay, a little touch up, and now I have like the most intense eyebrows I've ever seen on anyone. Now I'm going to take my tiny highlight brush and I'm going to take this color in my Naked 2 palette and I'm going to highlight the very center of my contours. Again, I'm just taking the big fluffy brush and I'm going to blend out the black that I just put there. This is so crazy. Every time I look over here, I see myself in like the viewfinder and my eyebrows are just One of the last things I need to do is my eyes. I'm going to do red and black and then a intense wing with black mascara, and then finally I'm going to do a dark lip. So first of all, I'm going to be taking my Love the Revolution makeup palette. And this is like a drugstore brand, I'm pretty sure, that I got from Ulta. And I'm just taking this red color right here, and with this color I'm just loading it onto this packing brush and I'm doing it on my lid, focusing on the inner corner. And it's like that. I'm not doing the whole lid, I'm keeping the outside because I'm going to be covering it up in black and doing a smoke out. And I'm doing the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now that I have that red there, I'm going to be taking my fluffy brush and I'm taking the same black that I used to deepen my contour, and I'm going to be putting it all around the outside corner and underneath my eye. Once you blend it out, you end up with something like this. And now I'm going to go ahead and do my eyeliner. If you want to see how I do a wing eyeliner, go ahead and look at the video I did last week again. I'm just going to show what it looks like once I'm done. I'm going to do a thicker one than I did last week though. It's going to be very intense. And then I'm just going to put on mascara and I'll see you once that part's finished. Now I've finished my wing. It's really intense and I kind of darkened up the corners a little bit once I finished it. I also put on my mascara. I have the red on the inside corners because that's the color of Grumpy's shirt, and also whenever I think of somebody that's angry or grumpy, I think of the color red. So that's why everything so far is really like black and red, and I'm supposed to have like dark contour, but it's getting really hot upstairs, so that's why I'm turning a little bit red. Now I'm going to go ahead and just take a dark color of, it's like liquid lipstick, and try and finish the look, I guess. So the dark color that I have is this Melted Matte by Too Faced. I have an incredibly hard time doing a dark colored liquid lipstick just because I always end up like messing up the line, and with dark colors it like is way more obvious than with lighter colors. Whenever I do like liquid lipstick or any kind of lipstick for that matter, I always start with my bottom lip because I find that it's a little bit easier. And this color, I don't know if I said what color it even is. It's Drop Dead Red. And when you're like just looking at it, it looks really brown, but it has an undertone of red. So like on the corners and stuff where it's fading out, it looks very burgundy. And then once I finish the bottom lip, I just rub them together, and like I had a lot in the corner, so I'm gonna fix that. And then once I like rub my lips together, all I have left is to do my like little cupid's bow, so I'm just gonna do that. Unlike last week, I'm gonna keep my cupid's bow pretty sharp because it's supposed to be an intense look. And there we have that. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more red in the corner of my eyes because right now it looks very, very dark. And there we have the final look. I think I kind of got Grumpy's essence. I look very intense and very standoffish, which is exactly what I wanted to look like. This is probably the most intense look I've ever done in my life. There's a lot of darkness going on. Usually if I have dark lips, I'll lighten up the eyes or something. But with dark, I look very intense. And if I had my nose ring in, I feel like I'd be the epitome of like standoffish. I think I look like a very cool girl that I'd want to get to know, but I'd be too scared and intimidated to try and get to know her. Stay tuned next week for the next of the 7 dwarves and then beyond, because I'm gonna have to figure out more makeup looks to do because this will only last so long. Thank you for watching and goodbye!